Alright everyone, welcome back to Twitch TV/Frankly Implausible. Now, at the moment, nobody else is here for Tiffany. It stands that I must brave alone the paths of modded Skyrim. No, I'm not really alone. I do still have the character we all generated together last time. Now, without any co-hosts, I will have trouble monitoring chat, so bear that in mind. I may not be able to catch any of your comments today. That said, we last left Tiffany on her quest to become a mage. A path which ran into some trouble, and I may have murdered an entire town, but we're reforming, and oh my god, I left the ENBs completely terrible. I'll just tone things down a little there. Now, for the most part, a lot of my manipulations have been happening in the environment and ENB effect.fx. So, where's environment again? We were very careful with the color palette. I had played a little with the idea of completely inverting it, but we liked Tiffany's skin and hair color. We picked those out especially. Let's not make them exactly the opposite of what we were going for, huh? Now B, I believe, is supposed to be 240. And you are 120 then. Yeah, there we go. This is perfect normal Skyrim. That's a perfect normal chocobo. We have been running our Skyrim with whatever mods all of the Frankly Implausible team have been suggesting. And we aren't really allowed to coordinate those at all, so we're sort of getting this mess of a Skyrim together, one mod suggestion at a time. So far, last episode, we saw a variety of race mods thrown in together, which we picked the beautiful shark race, the Salachii, and made Tiffany O'Sharkahan out of. We didn't really change skeletons at all, so they still toast up real nice, you can see right there. Oh yeah. Maybe picking up everything indiscriminately isn't the best strategy in Skyrim as it is in other games. Anyone who's played Barony with me knows that I complain a lot when people don't do that. Incessantly, some might say. Some have said, very hurtfully. We do not need 6 pairs of Necromancer boots. No one needs 6 pairs of Necromancer boots. No one needs any pairs of Necromancer boots. The world in general could do with fewer Necromancers. And maybe, like, if we had actual Necromancy abilities, we could become the better Necromancer, you know? Alas. There's only like a single spell that lets you resurrect a dead body, and it's only a single one. If you try and get a second one, it collapses. Most of them are temporary. I'm pretty sure there's a permanent one. I play with modded spell lists a lot, so I'm not entirely sure. So our goal was to reach into the Mages College, and to do so, we needed to cast Conjure Flame Atronak. Initially, we didn't have to cast that, but then we murdered the entire village, and when we reloaded the save, we kind of had to pay the price in a spell that we do not have the magic for. And none of these necromancers helped. I was hoping someone had something for conjuration or maximum magic. Well, this one does some conjuration, but I don't think it's enough. Nope, still need 6 more magic. So let's see if Fort Snowhawk has anything at all of value for us. As well as what the status of our interior ENB is, because I have not seen that for a while and I am not good at this. Yeah, that's got a bit of gloom on it, don't it? Alright, just gonna pause the game real quick. And... wow, that's a lot of brightness. Is it about the adaptation? Do we need... well, that helped. Yep, now things look perfectly readable. Ooh, there's a candlelight spell tome. Let's let Tiffany conjure up them lights. So, just gonna ready that. Yeah. God, that looks terrible. I love it. Do not step into the traps. Burn them. Purge the land with flame. It's the only way to be safe. Also grab random bits of coin, I guess. You're looking vibrant today, Chocobo. So. Nothing here has been that helpful. Spell tome for raising a zombie is the kind of thing we were talking about. Not the kind of necromancy that you have, like, a whole bunch of skeletons hanging around the way NPCs can. They have special necromancy that the player can never develop. But necromancy would never have been Tiffany's way either. The shark have other plans for dead bodies. There are ways that they can serve. Just turn their chemical energy into, well, your own energy that then becomes the flames of death. That's all the necromancy Tiffany needs. Tiffany's been picking up a fair number of alchemical ingredients, hasn't she? No idea what any of them do. Let's have a nice little snack sesh. Middle of this cave, just go down, eat a mushrooms, mix in some garlic and a bit of mud crab skin. Not particularly a discriminant eater, Tiffany. She doesn't have what's called a refined palate. She has a very distinguishing one. She can tell immediately this purple mountain flower can restore stamina. But she doesn't really care what she eats, so long as she eats. And drinks. Oh yeah, now that we're drunk, that stamina's coming back faster. That's the power of alcohol. Only if you're a shark, though. This is how alcohol reacts with sharks. Any of you watching back home, do not take the lesson that that's how Alto wine works unless you yourself are a shark. Which case, that's exactly what you want to do with Alto wine. Alright. Plumbing into the depths down here. Got a nice little wine casket. Some charred hide. Should be handy with these flames. Oh, we've already killed things down here, haven't we? We just don't remember. Has been a week. And let's see here. Just gonna trash some trash. Keep getting the Oblivion controls mixed in. Thinking it's shift to drop. Sharkahan, let's find this stuff. There are more skeletons in here, we know it. Okay, let's see. Bard. Oop. Flame beats frost. Flame beats bone. Flame consumes all. This is what happens when you eat right. The real necromancy. Eating. Oh, that was the exit. I wonder if that means that we could use that alchemy thing from earlier. Maybe. So give it a moment to load. And we're back outside. Look at that beautiful green sky. And those pastel trees. Oh hey, someone's noticed us. Let's go find him. Come on, boy. Come on. We're gonna kill a necromancer. And we don't have any mods installed that let you eat his flesh. Oh well. That's the kind of thing Tiffany got out of the water to avoid, you know? She's eaten lots of human flesh in her time, but she wants to try out this land life, and it's different up here. The necromancer is gone. I think it heard us talking, boy. Are you a boy? It's so hard to tell with your model. Whatever, I'm not looking that closely anyway. So, gonna be checking in on the alchemy situation. I've eaten a whole boatload of ingredients, so we'll see if we got anything there. We don't have any of the alchemy mods installed either, unfortunately. What we did get, well, that'll come up when we reach other crafting stations, won't it? Such beautiful, vibrant hair. Alright. Maybe beautiful isn't the word. Let's start mixing stuff. Nothing. Just mixing it basically complete random. That's how you learn. You might think you should be like paying attention to what goes in the pot, but that's a lie. Just see that the lights aren't glowy and... Ooh. Restore magicka. Those are actually valuable. I refuse to actively learn any of these. Like, out of character, I mean. I could memorize which alchemy effects do what. But that detracts from the whole character learning process. Screw effectiveness. I want to do whatever. That's where potions come from. Alright, let's go somewhere where my hair doesn't glow quite so neon. World can flip and flop in the blink of an eye. I like that. We do have Uncle Sheogorath's loading tips, courtesy of Sean's suggestion. It was their last game, but wasn't really remarked upon. We kind of just phase through the loading screens without really skipping a beat, but now that I'm running this thing solo, gotta get our entertainment where we can, eh? Alright. Oh. That chest is a bit much on me. I think we've done all we can in Fort Snowhawk. Give me one moment and I'll make the Discord noises stop. Okay. Oh, we can dive into prison if we want. But we already lived that life in Teethany's Adventures Episode 1. We've reformed. We murdered that entire town, reloaded, got ourselves in jail for another crime, and did our time. We don't need to go back to prison. We need to go to school. So we're off. Under a blood-red sky. Oh god, look at how vibrant the colors are getting. Yeah, this is not a good setup. I'm just gonna disable that. Oop. There we are. Alright, Teethany. Time to bring the pain to the bandits. That is why you don't mess with a necromancer. And oh my god, we got the Necklace of Magicka! We can afford college, my friends! No more student loans. Man, bandits should try and murder everyone. That would be free tuition all over the place. Alright. We're gonna head south, but no need now. We're going to school. If our dogs would stop trying to eat us. Hang on. Puppy needs a lesson too. There. And that's why you don't eat Teethany's homework. And we're back off. Yep. Gotta avoid the panda. Oh no, are pandas faster than chocobos? I'm no Final Fantasy lore expert, but that seems to be how it's going. Our other chocobo doesn't even care. Our other chocobo wants to be in on this. No, our other chocobo is just standing there, it turns out. Oh no. I had such a bright future ahead of me. No, bear. I just paid off my student loans. Admission to the college in Skyrim's kind of messed up. I'm not the first one to make this observation. I think I'm one of the... This is one of the only playthroughs where it's required some sort of effort, too. Normally, you can just cast the spell right off. But no. I didn't have enough magicka. How often does that happen, huh? Still, with the necromancer robes and the necklace of Magica, we're gonna be able to make it. Let's celebrate with a bit of purple vision. Oh yeah. Everyone loves this. Is this added by a mod? Xeno spawning ground. I'm leaving. I am leaving the Xeno spawning ground. Yep. It's not good. It is not a good place. Those are not my flame spells. Let's see if the thief and spider... Let's just enjoy this for a moment. You have an edge, don't you? Let's even the... Oh! You still won! Let that be a lesson to the value of perseverance. Against spiders, not against sharks. Do not attempt to persevere against sharks. That's also the lesson. And sorry about that, just getting contacted from prospective other people. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to join. You're all stuck with my solo Tiffany adventures. Well, no, you're not stuck. Feel free to leave. You don't have to be at twitch.tv/franklyimplausible. You can leave me alone. Leave Tiffany and I. As we figure out how to drop a sword. Sword dropped, drum dropped. Why do I have 10 daggers? That is far too many daggers. Okay, I think I've made it away from the Xeno spawning grounds. This is not the most efficient path to Winterhold. What a mysterious abandoned shack. Gosh, it requires a key. It must be involved in some sort of quest. A nice law-abiding person like Tiffany would know nothing about that, of course. Since we aren't taking that quest, that's just a box that's there forever, of no use to us. The eternal mysteries of Skyrim. And its horkers. Highgate Ruins. A bit of location. Hanging out around halfway between Solitude and Dawnstar. We are not close to Winterhold over there. That's gonna be a while, and it's probably gonna wait until next week when other frankly implausible co-hosts will be here. For now though, Tiffany wants to see the ruins. Tiffany needs to see the ruins. Oh. There's voices in there. We won't ever be able to figure out what they mean because of the mod backwards dialogue. A mod that makes all dialogue backwards. Raven added it with the caveat, with the knowledge that it would make interaction with civilized areas nonsense, but It's also kind of making this whole, presumably it's a quest nonsense. Oh, I have subtitles on. That would make things less nonsense, and we can't have that. Let's see here. It's under display, I believe. There we are. Alright, Anska. Who are you? I have no idea what's going on. It's basically what I'd be saying now. And Tiffany, of course, does not speak the native language. Yeah, we're not getting anything from this interaction. Let's just move on. Say what you will about how terrible everything looks right now. The flames are cool. Alright, Chocobo, I'm gonna need you to help me against this white. Alright. Oh, I can bite. I completely forgot. That was the best thing. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Bite. Bite. See, and I heal when I bite too. Feeding really is necromancy. Yes. Nothing can stop the bitey teethy. I wonder if the shark race is really balanced. Some might say no. But they're failing to ask, is the Draugr white balanced? Do I really need to be skilled? Should I really need to be skilled to take it on? Or should I just be able to gnaw on victory? Let's take a big old chew of that sweet, sweet glory. Is there anything I need to drop? I do not want to have 7 bows, do I? There we are. That is 6 bows right there. I'm surprised we're allowed to progress without talking to that NPC. He must be so bored right now. Just sitting there thinking, oh well, I guess Tiffany's dead. Now, the thing about Tiffany being dead is that Raven suggested a mod which makes it impossible for me to ever die. Tiffany is immortal. Tiffany is endless. Tiffany is hungry. Such is the power of SM Essential Player. I wonder if I should ever learn what SM stands for. Probably not that. There are other things for that, which have not been featured. Look at you, you little red blob of energy masquerading as a chocobo. You're adorable. Let's level up. Oh no, did I get diseased? An apprentice. Okay, maybe I should actually ever use a conjuration spell if I intend to, you know, be able to take that. Let's see, y'all. Now, in order to ever use this conjuration spell, I'm going to need to actually put on that combination. Let's see, I believe it was an amulet and the robes of minor conjuration. Huh. The amulet that other race mod gave us, despite not being of the right race, well, isn't being superseded by this race, so, well, superseded by this amulet, to say. Oh, sweet, I can disenchant stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna learn this. I'm gonna learn this. I'm gonna learn this. This is all the school we need, isn't it? We decided that we liked the effect of this, but not the actual helmet, didn't we? Oh, that's not gonna be a problem anymore. Ooh, and we do have a grand soul gem. It would be nice to save until we had a higher level. But what enchantments do we have right now? How can we even cast this on? Ugh, clothes. I need them for conjuration at the moment. What about you? Are you any better? I think that conflicts with our current. Let's see. Let's have a look at this. And also we don't need 2 capes. That clearly has a hood. I don't need to confirm it, but let's get on this mage hood and yeah, we're no longer wearing those robes of minor conjuration. What a pity. Can I enchant a ring with it though? Because I don't think we're wearing a ring. Yeah, this is good practice. It's not like I have better use for that petty soul. And thus it was the soul of a once living being sacrificed in order to give me the ability to cast burning stuff 1% more efficiently. That's a good use for a soul, don't you think? Let's put on that soul so that it's not completely futile. There we go. Yeah, now that sacrifice isn't in vain. Alright, that's the way we came in. How do you look under these ridiculous conditions? Oh yeah, practically the same as my chocobo. Flame Antronachs and chocobos, they're the same thing. I don't discriminate. And activate this lever. Nope, the lever doesn't do that. This. Go everywhere and pull every lever without any idea why. That is the Skyrim way. Oh hey, it's a puzzle thing. Oh, I see. Alright, so first we want the eagle, which is this one. Then I guess we want the Welsh, which is this one. And a fox, then a snake. Do the snake, I'm not doing you. You are the fox. And here's the snake. Huzzah! Into the red caverns. Alright. That NPC definitely thinks we're dead. Alright. There, I cast a conjuration spell. Right, please level up in it. Does this chocobo have a lightning spell? Carry on then. If you're gonna try and make this into a quest, rather than just me running around and blasting stuff, I won't be able to tell. It'll still just be me running around and blasting stuff. Your powers have no hold over me. Man, my Atronach's just doing nothing. Yeah, stand up to some criticism, you beast. Alright. Well, let's bring her back, I guess. Stop stealing XP from my Atronach. I need that conjuration power, okay? Obviously. It's bad enough you're trying to add context to what I'm doing. Must slightly chip away at the profit margin from it. No, I can't stay mad at you. You're glowing blue. We need less red. We need more blue. That's the teeth in eagle leaf. I wonder why the blue fog goes away. What are you doing? Cow. Oh yeah. Get some bone meal for that. It wasn't worth it. Look, I know those words mean things to you, but I'm not from Tamriel. You can tell that just by looking at me. We have not successfully communicated a single thing. Stop trying. Or at least, like, I don't know, catch my attention, use body language or something. Find an alternative means of communication. Subtitles don't count. No, I'm not sure how on board I am with... Okay, Raven was saying that some other sound effects than voice lines are pushed backwards. And I think we just got a bit of evidence there, didn't we? I shouldn't try and communicate with you, I'd be a hypocrite. Okay, we're at what's probably a throne room. There's probably a reason we're doing this, huh? Well, there's a reason Anska's doing this. I'm doing this to conjure stuff, mostly. And I guess for me. Ooh, what are these? Man. If Raven's cheat mod wasn't a thing, this probably would actually be intense and matter. And again, I can eat. Stop exploding. Freaking explodey stuff. Alright, let's just grab a bite to heal. Wow, you got a lot of health, huh? Do I still have a flame atronach right now? Yeah, I do. So, you use a fire staff. You're resistant to flames, huh? And again, you also just have a giant boatload of health. You're also not doing anything whatsoever. I totally should have died way more than once, but he got shoved into a corner. Oh no. Dare we bear the mask? No comment.
Yeah.
That mask just eats my snout, Anska.
Huh.
It eats the thing I use to eat people. That's... You don't understand what that's like for one of my people. You don't understand anything I ever say under any circumstances. Friggin' Anska. I'm moving very slowly. Broken bone? What mod is that? Is that an actual consequence from that Essential Players mod? Does that mod have that? Ghost death. Enable injuries. Yeah, I have a completely broken bone right now. Do you have any idea how hard it is to repair a cartilaginous bone? Neither do I. I'm not a medic. All I do is cast healing sometimes. Yeah, huh? Alright. So, remember there's a pair of snakes, I guess. If there's another puzzle beyond the boss fight. Turns out we need to talk to Anska to understand it. Alright. Let's get those words.
Huh.
Don't act like I'm the one who invaded your personal space that time, Anska. You're the one who walked right up to me. Another Cloak of Vokun. I know those cloaks remove our tail, so I'm not extremely on board with it. But I do want to just have a look. It doesn't remove our tail, and it looks friggin' awesome. Yeah, we're keeping it. We're definitely keeping this. I wasn't sure if this playthrough would be canon or not. But now I have the Cloak of Vokun, and that solves everything. Everything, Anska. You wouldn't understand. It even has a part in the back for my tail. Yeah, sure, it's valuable. Like, look at that. It's the perfect cloak, Anska. Don't try and tell me it's not. Don't try and tell me anything, Anska. Like, ever. I do not appreciate it. If it weren't for this broken bone, I'd be able to hop up there. What you want to do when you have a broken leg is jump up and down on it. It really gets the cartilage stretching in a helpful way, I guess. I don't know, Anska. I don't know. Let's get rid of that local marker, though. It's really annoying me. Oh, remove it. There we go. Are you just gonna follow me eternally until I figure out what the quest was about? Are you my new slave? Because the shark people don't go for that. I believe in the freedom of the waves. I need to be able to go with the flow. You know what I'm saying, Anska? Do you? There are several reasons you don't. My favorite's the language barrier, of course. But, I mean, I'm also just... For one thing, I'm not staying this with my mouth. My mouth was eaten by a MISC. It's mostly repaired now, I guess. Do I really still have the broken bone? Because that indicator... Yeah, I think it's gone. Moving at full speed. You don't look very happy about that, Anska. So, can I just abandon Anska here? I mean, she knows the way out, presumably. God, how vivid the reds get sometimes. I don't know if I like it or hate it. It's always only the reds, too. I really should look into the color filters at some point. The amount of red is kind of annoying. I like the blue haze that appears in the distance. It adds a bit of counterbalance to the whole thing. Right. This was the puzzle room. I missed the special exit that brings me right back to the entrance. There has to be one, right? That's how Skyrim is. Those ancient Nords. They sure loved that little back path. I don't know why. Like, in theory, the whole reason for the puzzles is to keep the Draugr in, right? You're a Nord, you should know. But, like, why have a special shortcut that's really easy to get out? That you usually have to kill a Draugr for? That goes against the whole point of these tombs, Anska. Are you telling me that the puzzles are actually meant to keep people out? They're so simple. That's why everyone thinks they're meant to keep the Draugr in. But I keep having to kill Draugr to get the easiest way out imaginable. I don't know, Anska. Your ancestors, they had some special ideas about architecture. They needed to learn to be free as the waves. not tied down in rocks. I don't know, Anska, maybe I'm kind of racist against Nords. Well, those boots are made for walking. I need some help with that concept. Jumping, I've got a pretty solid grasp on. But walking, I mean, mostly Tiffany runs. This is just weird. You don't do this underwater. Occasionally you'll run just to, I don't know, scramble over a rock or something. Sometimes there's prey at the bottom of the sea. So you're just mine forever now, huh? That's actually how this works? If I talk to you and gibberish comes out, does that get rid of it? Wait, no, you're backing off. Yeah, we're done.
No,
Okay, but the word Vokoon is written on this mask and cloak. I'm pretty sure it's that guy we killed. I don't know what that gibberish you just did has to do with any of it. No! If I tab out of talks, I get subtitles. At least it confirmed for me that there isn't actually that much plot beyond. Something's buried here. Let's go smash it. So the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed, this is relatively normal for Skyrim. What happened to the bright reds? You weep in fear and anguish as Skyrim returns to something parsable and your eyes aren't even bleeding. Worry not. The ENB simply hasn't been configured for nighttime. When the sun comes up, oh, then you'll see. Then you'll all see. I'll be tweaking it a bit more before next week to make it maybe less painful. Or at least painful in an amusing way. Is that a thing? Do you derive pleasure from the pain of mortals? Like, you're a Daedra, right? You're from Infernus and not tied to any particular prince. It's... I don't know anything about your personality. If you were tied to a prince, I'd know at least what ideals you were sworn to. But no. That mask. There's something behind it, and I will never know what. This is no longer my favorite weapon. This is a knife. Drop a dagger so I can run to the next thing. Okay. That's worth a bit of money at least. I'll just keep on hiking. Don't worry, Chocobo buddy. We'll make it to school someday. Make it to school. We'll learn our stuff. We can conjure flame atronachs now. We don't know anything about them, but we can make them do our bidding. That is the real lesson the school required of us. Not understanding, but enslavement. Sharks don't go for enslavement, Birdie. We've been over this. What does this mean? I can't make big moral decisions for Tiffany alone. I'm going to need the rest of the Frankly Implausible crew with me. We've strived for so long for our education. We want to go to school, but do we really want to bind that masked mystery? It could be anything. Anything at all could be raging within those flames of a mind, buddy. Maybe it's happy to serve. Maybe it deserves punishment. Is that risk ours to take? What of education? What, with the knowledge that Tiffany might have at her disposal someday, what will we do to learn? The conjuring of flame Atronax is common among those people. Surely they know why it's okay. We can learn. We can learn why it's okay. We don't have the information to make this decision. And we don't have the authority. We shall await, gentle bird. We shall await next week. We shall await the better ENBs, and ones that cover night, perhaps. We shall await the wise counsel of our friends, the co-modders of Skyrim Streamocracy. We'll be back building this game further next week. Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/Frankly Unstreamable. Until then, this has been my solo run into the Streamocracy, or sort of an autocratic take rather than the democracy that this is meant to be named after. But it's still a crussy, isn't it? Yeah, it is. You understand, you're a good boy. Well, that's been our game.